Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, know nothing, control everything. Definitely wanted to come back and finish this episode, which is buy low, sell high, part two here on the vault. I got Trust Christian and we got Cornell the trader on the line. We're actually doing a workshop here on the ninth. We got quite a few people that have seen us, and we do workshops with our trustees. We'll say that much. We do trustee training at the vault, and Cornell is a trustee, so he's a trader, and we've done episodes about trading out of the trust account as a trustee, because that's what all major funds are, is they're being traded out of a trust fund. And then on the back of that, Cornell is just a trustee, just ministering his family, and that's all we'll say about that. But when it comes to this trading stuff and this conversation that we've had, we really wanted to talk about that. What was that event coming up? If you guys want to get to that, it's Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, it's Christian at trustchristian.com. And you can get in contact with us about the workshop. It's Saturday, it's 8 hours. We got Cornell, we have Trust Christian, and we're going to make it happen. Do our best to bring as much value and content. We have a bunch of other people in the lineup as well. So we're definitely going to make it happen. But at the same time, and that's what I love about the vault, is that we do things in very controlled environments. We have a very specific and niche audience, and we really appreciate them. And so that's why we say we appreciate the live listeners or the replay. But hey, Cornel, is there any specific thought process that you want to share with people that aren't following the discipline of buying low and selling high thought process? Maybe you want to share your thought process towards gold and commodities, because you can even talk about how an investor recommended that back, some investments that you thought about now that you had to aggressively put your mindset into now, because it was still buy low, sell high, and now it's still buy now after all the years of it going up from the market where you saw it to where it is now. Could you talk about that with gold?
With gold,
Yeah.
gold pretty much does the opposite of what the market doing. When the market bad, gold prices go up because people put their money in hard assets. I just sell the gold, but you got diamonds and palladium and everything else. People put their money in it when they don't feel comfortable with the stock market. Then when they feel comfortable with the stock market, they swap back over into the market and make money. That's what the big players do. But
Remember,
for most
remember,
of the
remember how
people
you say
listening,
you saw it come up
you
from
ain't at that
a
level probably yet.
remember how you say you saw it come up from a couple $100s or so, and now you know where it's at now. Just could you tell that story about how it was recommended back in the day to look into it, and like we were talking about Robert Kiyosaki having a large holding of it.
Yeah, that was years ago. And he was just saying he was buying real estate and putting his money instead of leaving it liquid because the dollar, he seen the dollar losing value. He was sticking his money in gold. You really not gonna lose a lot of money with a hard asset like gold. Gold used to back the currency. So most rich people still do that to this day. They go buy hard assets like gold, silver. So guess what? It's not gonna fluctuate as quick as the market gonna fluctuate.
Okay, let's talk about this in a general, broad family sense. At the end of the day, do you think there is a specific allocation that a family office should have with their office, or do you think that's very general and specific to each particular family office?
I think about the individuals for real.
Okay.
Like now, gold is high. If you ain't got a lot of money, I wouldn't necessarily just jump in the gold because gold ranges. Like the market ranges. The gold ain't just gonna keep going straight up to an outrageous number.
Could you
It's
see it
gonna
falling
stay.
back to 12?
I can see it falling all the way back down to eight, nine,
Really?
$700. Like it's not just gonna keep climbing. Only way gold gonna keep climbing is they start telling you they ain't finding gold no more,
Okay.
and they still finding
So
gold
you
and
don't think
diamonds and everything.
2000 gold prices right now were aren't
Nah,
market price?
I could go pull the chart up and look, but I doubt
It's
it.
interesting that we see it in its formidable years right now after one of the previous highs, right after the crash. And now we see where the market is, pretty much where, you say it's in a range. It's not at a high, it's not at a low, but it actually is trying to do its best to gain ground right now. Did we see 2,700 or 2,400 prices, or did we just see 2,000?
What on gold?
Yeah, I think what prices did we see on that? Did we see 3,000?
You thinking about the S&P 500?
Nah, I'm talking about gold. Gold definitely has
Gold ain't
reached
been no.
2,000 before.
It may have been a long time ago, but no, I don't think gold is gonna be up there like that.
Yeah,
Cause they gonna put stuff inside the market to stabilize at time. That's why I said it's gonna range. The same way people cashing out on stocks and their shares and everything else, is the same way they're gonna cash out on gold. Everything gets cashed out. If you ain't trading, you ain't making money for real. And it's
okay,
like I said, you caught gold years ago and rolled it up, like what Robert Kiyosaki was talking about.
right. Hmm. It's interesting, Cornell. What do you think you would say is a reason for someone to come to the workshop to see you at the trading session there? What do you think would be to say? Now, this is Saturday, so the market's closed. So even if we have internet, we won't see live charts, but we'll see literally the previous history of however long you want to show. But what would you say is a reason for someone to come and engage in that platform or that private platform?
Which platform?
The workshop this weekend.
For the ones that seriously trying to do something for your family, like I said, I don't show what I'm doing on the internet nowhere. Cause guess what? I learned it from bank traders. They not sharing it on the internet. But it's gonna open your eyes to a bigger picture. And you're gonna look at you gonna look at the world different because we sitting here looking at a chart every week and pretty much knowing what's gonna probably go on during the week. Bottom line, whether it's bad news, good news, I don't even keep up with the news
That's
as
the
far as
facts.
trade,
Yeah,
and it's still gonna do what what I said it's gonna do. Like I just did a training a couple weeks ago, and I told her S&P was gonna crash, Nasdaq was gonna crash. They crashed to a range. Not like, oh, they're gonna just keep crashing. No, it crashed down a good little bit, and it the market ranges. Once you know how to read the chart, you can trade anything, options, whatever. You can trade it,
and that, what's different about what you talk
but
about is you
that
actually
still
talk
come
about
back
trading
from
markets. You don't just say, oh, because you always talk about that too. You like, now you can get charged for each individual
I
thing.
don't do the quick strategy. Yeah, we ain't doing quick strategy.
Okay. But a lot of
We
people don't
learn how
just
to
do quick trade.
trade
They
for
don't know how to
real.
trade every market though. When you say trade all the markets, that's incredible. There's no way that you can trade all the markets
Guess
off
what?
of one piece of knowledge. Well, I guess wrong, right?
Most people don't even know that. But when you get around the right people and get into the right environment and get the right information, then you realize that futures no different than forex, crypto, stock buying stocks, trading options. The same people control all this. Who you think move the money? Institutions. They control it all.
Right. Institutions. And the institutional trader is pretty much an accredited investor. You all can look that up. I definitely thought about doing an episode about that. And I was like, no, I'll leave that to the big boys, the three-letter name people, and I'll let you all go just research their documents. But at the end of the day, you can read what the reg is for accredited and institutional and being at that level and investing. And that's a great quantum leap from 0 to 250K to raising, obviously millions and hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars. Raising that capital is awesome journey, but at least going from 0 to 250. Could you talk about that part of your journey, Cornell? Could you talk about going from 0 to 250, possibly even the vehicle that you were in when you were going from 0 to 250, to shed light on, uh, that process possibly?
250. It's a process. Like I didn't. It just depends on, like I say, How long you study, and are you willing to commit to studying something that's gonna change your family life? That's bottom line. Like if you ain't gonna study, you wasting your own time. You ain't wasting my time. Like I said, I can't make you get your own money. Bottom line. If you say you here and I have real conversations with people, okay, especially people I know. If you call me and say, hey, I'm trying to do this for the family, and then I'm asking you these questions, and then you not even studying, apparently you ain't trying to do it for your family. So when I did it, that was on my mind, and somebody explained it to me. Said, hey, I ain't got to worry about no more money. If I learn this, what else do you need? What else rhyme and reason you need? And then I don't even give you an excuse on the project like the workshop. Y'all, I have taught people that pay me $100,000 to sit in the room and teach it to somebody. So why would I argue with you about a couple $100 to change your life? I'm not getting no benefit out of it. The benefit I get is helping people build that generational change in their families. Well, guess what? You might not have nothing going on in your family. Nobody really done came out and really did anything. This right here could change all that. Now you give your kids better opportunities. Now you ain't sitting there worried about the job. Now you can probably create that business or start that business you always wanted to start. That's what trading do for you. And at the same time, you're still making an income every month. But what else can I? It ain't nothing to sell. Like that wasn't even a sales pitch. Like that's true life. You can go in here. You don't have to have a lot of money to start
Oh
with.
yeah, somebody typed
You
into
can
the
take
chat
your
earlier
time.
about how much they was going to start out the account, an account with, that's the infamous question is how much should I start out
That's
with?
the
Let's go
wrong.
ahead and
That
hear it.
but guess what? That's the wrong language to even start with if you ain't even trading. We don't even talk about money. That's the crazy thing. I don't even talk about money in the class. We don't talk about what we're gonna start the account with. That ain't even important if you ain't even trading yet. What's important is this chart. You're gonna hear me stretch the chart over and over again. Chart, 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 chart.
I actually was
Gonna stress it.
the guy I met over at the Starbucks. He the trader, he was like, yeah, I had to dedicate some time. He cut his phone off for 3 days. Like I had to put in some major chart time, and he actually says chart time is big too for him. So, but I mean, even him, he was bragging about just making 10K, lightly, off of that, consistently and losing even 10K just playing around with it, because he's dedicated to looking at the chart and seeing what he's seeing. And he was like in what was he like in natural? I think he said natural gas, but he also like the other was another type of gas. They have quite a few different type of. They got oil and then they got gas, and he was really liking that. Um, what are some of the markets that you would say you like to trade then, if that's the case? And this is a great question. I don't think I've ever asked you this. This is funny. So like, what are some of your favorite
I
markets
don't
to trade?
have I don't have no favorite markets to be honest.
I don't know, cause you
Whatever's
just
setting up on the chart.
right. And you see how
Whatever's
disciplined you are
setting
on
up.
just based off of just going off of your charts, what your eyes see, confirmations, and not going off of, uh, your emotions, trying to force a trade or anything of that nature. I think that really points out the big difference between you and most people is, even me asking you that question, you're just like, hey man, it's no reason for me to be sitting here being biased towards the markets, biased towards markets in general. There's no need to
And
be biased.
that's the problem people make. Guess what? You try to go in and conquer one market, you listen to these supposedly gurus online tell you, oh, we trading this and that. But when you like to learn how to trade everything, even know how to buy a stock, guess what? I bought GE. You know I've been talking to you about GE for the longest. Let me check GE. Right, I got my chart up. Let me check GE.
If
Because when I
G's
look
at
at GE,
$11, it's at a buyer for sure. I would definitely say that.
but when I told you at $6, because we understand how to look at the chart now from a institutional level, and then for all you guys following Buffett and Bill Gates and I, don't look at how much money they got. Pay attention to certain things they say. Guess what? I pay attention when Buffett talk and say he invests not in fad. or quick startups. He invests in companies he know no matter what is gonna be around. So
You
y'all
know,
think about, we giving you a free one right here. Think about General Electric. General Electric been around a long time. Companies go up and down, but guess what? That symbol, somebody will come in and buy that company before it goes anywhere. American Express was the same way, Coca-Cola the same way. That's why Buffett's super rich. He invested in the things that he see that the people want, that they use and can't live without. He invested in them things. General Electric to me is one of them companies that's been around. You know that name. Somebody would just, like I was telling Chris story about AT&T. A lot of y'all don't realize AT&T is bankrupt. Was bankrupt company, still is. It's actually SBC. They changed the logo. Capital AT&T is bankrupt. Lowercase AT&T was free to open for business. They let them change the logo, but still carry the name because they changed certain things that the government wanted them changed because they lobbied and got stuff approved. But the original AT&T company is bankrupt, filed bankruptcy. So they knew, people didn't know who SBC was up north or down here in the south. They were from Texas. So guess what? AT&T was the parent company a long time ago. They just revamped the brand, but because they lobbied and the government like, well, you can't use the same logo because they're in bankrupt. They changed it to lowercase letter. Most people don't even know that. And it's a company that's gonna be around. AT&T ain't going nowhere
right.
ever. And I see them guys just came in, the shareholders, the real shareholders, and say, hey, this supposed to be $100, $200 stock. Let's get rid of some people. Management team ain't doing what they supposed to be doing. And he right. They make cash profit. So your stock price should be high. So guess what? They doing a Buffett move. They coming in there revamping everything. That's business. That's what I look at when I look at General Electric. Well, that's gold I'm looking at. Gold has only been up to 1900. It's not going to 1,000.
All right, yeah, it's not going there. All right, we
It
didn't
went
see
to
that number.
1900 and 20 and 2011. 2011.
All right, cool. That dang, that was the highest it got. That's sad, man. It ain't going nowhere no time soon. 1,500 is equitable right now for anybody that's sitting in that.
They're not going to let you manipulate it. And
Yeah.
you're right. So General Electric is right. Well, I told you, but I said $6. I looked at it at $6. I waited, got in at $8. It's at $11 already.
All right,
So
I
guess
got you,
what?
man. Stop talking about it. I don't need nobody else right now. That's just the bottom line. All right, we're gonna go ahead and end that there.
I just gave a freebie.
Nah, there ain't no
But
for more,
this is
no more
this is a
freebies.
long term play though.
Man, that place
This
sounds
ain't the
so good. You
trade.
got in at 8. Y'all ain't even heard it.
This
Three
ain't
dollars
bro. The
equitable.
trade we talking about
That's
now.
you looking at a trade?
You went out or something,
Nah, I can hear you
huh?
there.
No, sound like you went out for a second.
Ah, this thing, man. You there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, cool. We still going. Let's go ahead. Look, everyone, Christian at Trust Christian. We established the email, and this is once again me and Cornell just coming, chatting, letting y'all know, what's going on. Whether it's in the markets that we see, and just the thought process that we see towards a lot of the markets that we're dealing with. As an entrepreneur, investor, business person, you can see those things, and it's very important to be able to talk about those things. So, Cornell, you got any parting words for the audience tonight, man?
Any important words?
You got any parting words? You got to what's your benediction?
Anybody close to Atlanta? Be in Atlanta this weekend. A lot of people been wanting to see us in person, so got trustees gonna be in the room, traders gonna be in the room. gonna be a real session. Like I'm pretty sure they're gonna come with their questions, a bunch of knowledge that you ain't gonna get. Yeah, we get on and have a conversation, but there's certain things we can't talk about on the internet. You gotta be in them surroundings.
Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out, man. And one of the things I'll leave out on is talking to Cornell did he was in an event this past weekend, and one of the things he actually said earlier that really just made me stand out and want to point out is he like I said it's about exposure. It's about what are you exposing yourself to? What are you exposing your eyes and your ears to? But who you have access to? Like I said, do you have access and exposure to people that run large television networks like he was around? Things like that. That's very important to be around those individuals to be able to have that level of strength. In your playbook, to have somebody in your phone that you can call. That's one thing you say. Cornell is great at establishing those relationships and things like that. Just really good. So, definitely appreciate, people reaching out to the vault, whether you want to go to a workshop or not. We're ready to go into a new year here in 2019. We're still in November, but I definitely just wanted to come before you all and really talk about the thought process behind buy low, sell high, part two, just because there's so many people that, they kind of look at the market and they see partial confirmations and then they're not confident. And I just wanted to bring someone that obviously has the experience. And he's just going to say, tell it like it is, tell the truth from a senior position. And that's really important. So many people say, oh, I follow you. I want to do this. I want to do that. And we say it's not about followership. It's about, execution. And we get so many people that do execute, and I think that sometimes it may not be shown because it's just me and him. Me and you sitting here having a conversation. It doesn't look like all the people. I've heard you say you've helped out hundreds of people. You
Oh
know,
yeah, even this year,
yeah.
hundreds of people. It ain't just me. Like that's why I be telling people get in the environment. You'll see. It ain't just me. These people making money. Right? Yeah, I done talked about my aunt a lot in the past, but I got other people that make money. I got a guy I used to work with a long time ago, make $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day. A lot of folks, new people starting out, third, fourth month, that they doing okay. They making money, whatever. Like it ain't just me. And y'all see they want to get in the environment. Get what? Now you got people making money. Now they gonna get to moving on to the next journey. Like I said, starting to set your business up, right? Investing in what you want to do for your family. You know, see, we talk about real estate a lot. Like we doing a lot. We in them environments. Like we not playing around out here. We are out here trying to take care of our family, and not just the family, but the next generation. And what you're gonna learn, you come in the environment with us. You're not gonna sit around in the environment with us and not do something. You're gonna feel uncomfortable. Bottom line, you're gonna feel very uncomfortable.
Well, what do you think about that uncomfortableness? What would you
You
say to
should
someone
feel.
that?
You should feel uncomfortable because guess what? That means you need. That's gonna make you work. You should have something to work toward. It ain't a competition. You should feel like, you know what? Dang, they doing, you know what? I'm finna get in here and do it for real. They say all I gotta do is study or do this, do that. I'm gonna follow suit. You gotta have a mentor. Like what we was talking about earlier. You gotta start putting mentors and getting around the right people. Bottom line, you got to.
Right. It's going to take some time, I guess, but I think people just definitely when we look, we appreciate everyone that listens live, and that's why we, or tuning in a replay. Just that's why we do it, is to share. Hey, we have mentors. It's crazy that you call yourself a mentor because I mean, you're pretty hands off. God dang it, you're hands off for sure. Like, and that's interesting because but I know you're hands on as far as answering questions. But I mean, like, from the perspective of someone coming and saying, hey, I want to take the course. They take the course with you, and then they have the videos to go back and refer, and they're pretty much just putting in chart time with and or without you. And that's just interesting, that they can have that level of control without you. I think that's a good thing. And so many people that are listening, they actually have taken a course and they know that it's pretty hands off. But I think one of the misconceptions is sometimes, hey, I don't want to ask a stupid question. Hey, I don't want to ask a question that is going to be too much. Courtney, what would you say to you asking questions to your mentors? How long did it take before you got your questions answered? How long did it take? Like, were you persistent? Were you aggressive? Were
You
you
got to be.
were
When you
you
start getting mentors, they gonna push you. So guess what? If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you start realizing you're not gonna take it to your mentor, because they're gonna start cutting you off. Like you're not following what you're supposed to be doing. So that's why you got a mentor in front of you. Like they're not gonna play around with you. They're not gonna play with you at all.
right? Yeah. And there's so many sayings that your mentor said to you that he would I know he didn't call you. I mean, can we publicly say that your mentor didn't call you? And mentors haven't called
Ah,
either me. So I just know it's no hard
no, they
feelings
ain't
here.
gonna call or check. That's why I say you. That's how I learned how to trade. Guess what? You got help if you reach out for help. But a mentor is not gonna call and check and say, "Hey, Christian, did you study today? Oh, I'll call you back tomorrow and check on you." No, they're not gonna do that. Like I said, they says whatever you're doing, not just trading, it's got to be something that you want to do. Period. You got to be willing to put the time in. Ain't no shortcut. I can't stress that enough. Ain't no shortcuts to get into the money. Like,
Well, I think some people are actually
shoot,
okay. Some people actually, I heard a great trustee say the other day that they actually admitted that they were OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. And so I think that's right what it is. So you would be one of those obsessive compulsive when you even say I was obsessed with it, I had to learn it. And like I say, I think some people are kind of scared to go full throttle. And when you see that they're in third gear, but they didn't go to six yet, even though you can jump from third to six, what can get them to go from third to six? What is the lever that they need to release in their mind to go from third to six and really get going down the field right now?
what level to say what now?
What would be the thought process to go from third gear to sixth gear? Because you didn't start out in sixth gear. You went through the gears. You went through first gear, second gear,
And I'm
third.
pepping up. Like everybody take breaks in fourth quarter. Like you ain't made it yet. You can't take a break like a billionaire or a millionaire. Like we working. I'm working. I got goals I need to accomplish before December. Like I'm still working. Like
Okay.
you, you can't get too relaxed. Like we ain't there. I ain't well. I want to really be it. Yeah, I'm okay, but I'm trying to go to another level. So guess what? I can't take no quarter off. I ain't cashing no profits in. I got to keep going.
And
Bottom line,
and
guess
this
what?
is even
Regular,
after
regular,
accredited
regular
investor
work,
status. Is that what even after
regular
two?
working people take off toward the end of the year. Guess what? In the next couple of weeks, okay, economy will probably be down. Next 2 weeks, they're gonna probably jump back up. Cause guess what? What everybody gonna do after Thanksgiving?
Go shopping.
Shop. So you're gonna get a fake lift, jump back up in the market. Then guess what? It's going back down because young people got money. Guess what? They made the market go up all day. They didn't go for quick money. They made it go up all year. Then they decided to cash out toward the end of the year. It's a difference. So you got to get your mindset together. So guess what? Everybody finna work overtime just to go pay for stuff at the Black Friday and for Christmas. Then trust me, I done seen it happen. I done seen AT&T lay people off the week before Christmas. Like You got to start investing in yourself. You ain't got to be trained. You got to just invest in yourself and put the time in. Think about your kids. Everybody say, hey, I'm trying to do this for my kids and all that, but you can't call a person like me and say you trying to do something for your kids when I got kids and you ain't putting in the same effort I'm putting in. That's why I always say I can't make you get your money. And trust me, you cannot be around me and say to yourself like, "Oh, I'm just gonna chill." You probably gonna be like, "Dang, I'm gonna get left behind. Let me tighten my butt up." See, you got to get in them type of environment where people pushing you to the next level without pushing. That Christian gonna sit around me if I'm driving a race or buying this real estate or doing this other stuff. They just say, "Hey, oh, I'm good, man. You know, my business doing good. I'm just gonna chill." And then you see me getting all this extra stuff because I'm steady pushing it like I ain't got no money.
And isn't
What
that
you
the
think gonna happen?
mindset? Is that I know I was wondering, is that a healthy one? And I was like, man, I was getting aggressive with it. I'm like, this is zero every day. We gotta this is a whole nother ball game now. And I still just think it's such a great humble aggressive hungry mindset. Steve Jobs says they said stay hungry and stay humble. It's like if we go on a zero every day, we're starting from zero every day, we're definitely hungry, man. And I think that's not that's almost like a forgotten thought process. Like, oh man, I'm at scratch every day. I have to clean up right now. I have to put out that major expenditure of help and work. So what do you think about that when you think about it though?
I don't think about what
When you think about just like, oh man, every day I'm getting up acting like I'm at zero, but I'm not.
I got to. You see, I am now. Like I look at it, other people like, dang, they only good. You see, I'm talking about the diet now. Like, you know what? Everything going good, business. You gotta be able to enjoy your money. I'm slacking on the eating. I'm seeing other folks physically fit. Like, okay, I don't hate. That motivated me. You know what? I need to get my butt up, get with the trainer, get in shape. Guess what? Everything else going good. My body needs to be going good. That's how I move. That's how I wake up. I look at people that doing something positive. Boom. That's why I want to get into real estate. When I look at the people I look at and the moves they making, I'm trying to make moves how they make. You got to get up and want something. If you don't want nothing, then I don't even know what to tell you.
I think
You
it,
pretty much gonna weigh your own self up.
Well, I think ambition level is definitely a difference maker. Obviously, you can start getting into separators of people that are going to be haves and have-nots, people that are going to have a plan and actually execute, and people that are not, and things of that nature. So that's kind of what you're going to see out of the market, either way, no matter what we say. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty much what this is. Yeah.
we gave a true benediction. We went over for sure. It was like a benediction, just kept going again. We went right straight back into it, man. It was a benediction. It showed we went to Baptist churches for a little bit. It was like, yeah, that was kind of fun. Yeah, it was getting hot in church. They put the AC on. So, yeah, man, I think we definitely had a good chat about that. Christian at Trust Christians, the email for the workshop. Just reach out if you want the details. We wanted to talk about buying low, selling high. Obviously that's a thought process that is a fundamental thought process, but it's something that we wanted to go over for sure. And definitely going to do another episode here in the next coming days about who's counting the numbers. Because if you're not counting numbers, we don't know what you're doing. All of the numbers matter. The numbers matter. Whether that's on the charts or
Yeah,
even the
the
capital you're
numbers
putting.
matter.
The numbers matter, and
You looking at that chart, them
yeah,
numbers matter a whole lot.
and in life, the numbers matter, and so it's just rather important.
And once you get in the environment, and a lot of people, you gonna be motivated because when you see it, now you realize. And I'm just gonna give y'all a little tidbit. A lot of y'all sit on the internet, y'all watch these people. They get y'all with the setup videos, yada yada. But when you actually do it yourself and see what's actually going on, and you start making progress when you looking at that chart, then you're gonna see you moving in the right direction compared to what do you want? Quick money or lifetime money? I ask the people this question all the time. You might need some money right now. I don't need no money right now. If it me making a decision on what the same way my mentor came to me. Guess what? You learn this, you ain't gotta worry about money no more. But don't jump in there till you ready. Practice. They got demo. Y'all took me 8 months to learn how to trade. But guess what? I'm glad I did that 5, 6 years ago. And guess what? Look what I'm doing. Doing the same things, progressing into everything that I like to do. I travel how I want to travel. I wake up how I want to wake up. I can spend time with my kids like I want to. It's the journey. But if you ain't in the environment, guess what? You ain't not. What I know, you're not gonna see on the internet. Bottom line, what he knows, trust me, you're not gonna see it on the internet. So what they tell y'all, invest in yourself, get in these conferences, get around people making moves. Not the people on the internet that's trying to just sell you the hype. No real trader is gonna sell you hype. You might not even know they got that type of money, but if you just run into them and they out doing some or in some, because most traders ain't even flamboyant like that. Like they making too much money. That's why they deal with trust and foundations. Like they ain't out there. Do you see Bill Gates and Warren Buffett out there like that? No. How many times you seen Bill Warren Buffett get on TV and just splurge?
Yeah, I ain't never seen him.
I ain't
He
never seen him.
he tried to get
Guess
the
what?
the rich man
Y'all
poor
follow.
man status. He was like, I'm driving
That's
my
it.
old Cadillac to
I'm
work.
driving my
Sure,
old
sure you
Cadillac
are,
to work.
sure you are. We, sure you are. He's riding around in bulletproof vehicles, ladies and gentlemen. This is Warren Buffett,
But then
please.
exactly.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he
yeah.
ride around in the black Tahoes and
But look,
like
for the
get the
TV
bulletproof.
special, he said he was riding
Going
around in the Cadillac though, or whatever the car was, an
yeah,
American car.
going to and guess what? He may be because I know some individuals with money, and that's pretty much how they act. The older ones, that's how they act. I know a guy. I can go to his house, Ferrari, Lambo. Like he last car he bought with the Bugatti. But guess what? He got a 1995 pickup Chevy truck. You gonna see him in every day.
Right.
Cause like they get stuff because now they got to spend money. Just imagine when you just sometimes you just got to spend some money
What happens when you got to
because
give
you got so
distribution
much
away,
money.
Cornell? You got to
You
give it
got to give a
distribute
distribution away.
to get. You got
Exactly.
to make money giving it
Charitable
away.
donation.
Give it
You
away
got to
to a
make money
school.
give it away.
Right. Come
Look,
on, man. You don't
that's
know how
what you
hard it
that's
is.
what you learn. That's what you learn in the environment. Say that again. You make money by
G-
giving money away.
Yeah, you got to give it away. You got to make money
So if
giving
you
it
think
away.
you got it going on and you don't understand the statement we're making to you right now, they'll let you know you need to be in the environment.
Yeah, you got.
Bottom line, because the environment is different than what you think it is. You think because you got some money in your account, nah, we ain't even banking at the same banks no more.
Right, the banks that we talking about. Yeah, it's funny that you even say that. It's like what they call it, room service. You don't get in the room unless you're supposed to be there. That's the
That's
type of
it.
environments. Now it's the last name basis once again. Your last name, you got a good name in the streets with the business, and then they taking your business, and they coming in there. Like you say, I look, I said, what they serving? You said they serving. I said they serving the buffet today. He said, nah, they just got food in there. It ain't a buffet, but they got food in there today.
And I asked them, like I asked the bank, like, okay, what's going on? Oh, they just decided to cook today, few customers come in. Like it's a private bank. So it ain't the regular bank how y'all go to. Like I tell Chris, when I go to the bank, I gotta let the security let me into the parking garage. It ain't even in a regular building like you gonna see from the street. But when you go in there, if I go in the conference room and have a meeting with them, it just they got drinks.
M&Ms, they got the snacks for you. How you eating snacks in the meat? They
They
got
ain't
snacks
got
for you at the.
they ain't got M&M. They got the real snacks, and they're like When you go to that side, it's two sides. You got the bank side over here for just doing the banking and in the trust. Then you got the wealth managers over here. Nice conference room, cushion chairs. Like I said, you got the Perrier,
Pray, uh-oh. Pray.
different drinks. You want some alcohol? There ain't no pretzels in there. Like, no, they got stuff prepared when you come that day. Probably a whole meal that I'm looking to set up in the conference room. Like, oh, these people take care of their clients when they come in here. Like,
Hmm.
and the crazy thing about it, like I said, being in the environment, it took me a minute to find that bank to understand what we're doing. That's why you got to get in the environment. I have went to regular banks that love our setup but can't do nothing about it. That should make you feel good. Like, dang, I done got in this environment where you had a little bit of nothing. You walking in the bank and the legal department at the bank shaking your hand like, did this happen with the Bank of America? Told them I set up. We can't do nothing for you. But I would love to know who did that for you because you got a nice situation right there. That made me feel good. I ain't even doing business with them. Like, okay, going out and getting the information I need to know will put you in some places. And I just feel all the time. I bring up Trust Foundation to people that's in the general conversation. The main people will stop and talk to you. Now, guess what? You might have been trying to get some deal over here. You just had that conversation where everybody else was probably in their face and they heard boom, what you said stood out because you was talking different. So
It's a state. And think about it. And think about it. I always say people in trust deal with people in trust. And it's so crazy because think about it. And even in the foundation, Warren Buffett's dealing with Bill. And that's what happens when you're in the foundation. You still end up dealing with other foundations because you go to those events and you end up having to do something with the percentages and stuff, you know. So you definitely have to. You have to you have to make money giving it away, and that's the most integral part. It's like, wow, that's crazy. So
and all this stuff make you excited. Guess what? You ain't just interest, you is trust. It's a lot of stuff to go with it. A
right.
lot of benefits with it. Charitable benefits with it. A lot of like I said, you giving money away and making money. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
trading the same way. When you get through progress and you start seeing these charts, you're gonna be calling me. Dang, boom. Man, look, I seen them trade. I followed it. Boom, it did exactly what I you you got motivation because like
Somebody
you're getting
actually
around the
asked
right
me that
people.
today. They asked me, they were like, "Are you excited about the workshop this weekend?" I was like, "Of course I'm excited. Like this is a opportunity to be in front of a good great batch of trustees, and people of the like that are looking to be in that position, and even the traders that are there. The traders just hearing you, it's just like, oh man, the traders are definitely excited to have a conversation in that environment. I know you're excited about. I mean, like I say, I'm excited to obviously be there, and it's just you think about this. See, I think people. Cornell, people got caught in the 30-year cycle of a job. So now they're saying, oh man, I got to switch careers. I'm about to become a full time trader. I'm about to replace my entire salary sitting at home in my underwear. Are you serious, man? And you're about to tell me that I can do that and I can do this in my control. So now I have to be disciplined with my life. I have to wake up when I'm supposed to and get the job done.
I
I'm
put
supposed to
it like
discipline
this:
and do
if
the
you can't
charts.
spare a couple months, I'm gonna give a perfect example. I done probably taught class the last 3 4 months. I did a session with some of the people that went through my class on a Sunday. It was 75 people on there. I really didn't even have to teach. People pretty much recognized what was the information. They were just asking general questions. You know what they told me? These people fit to make some money. So I helped hundreds last year. In the last quarter alone, I done probably helped a good 60 to 70 people get to where they see it. And you know what they did? They studied them charts. Now, 3 months down the road, and the crazy thing about it, like you said, you can go from 0 to 250 in a minute. My aunt did it in a couple. My aunt started with $300 and hit six figures in probably 3 4 months. This real money, like this.
Did you
I hate to
just
go
do it?
into I
Oh
hate to go into
boy.
the hype because it sounds like the people on the
Oh.
web, but I'm
Oh.
teaching you
My aunt. Hey, how old is your aunt? Just give a perspective. She not 20. She ain't got all the
She
time in the world.
probably she probably like 40 something, like not too old, like 40. But I got the guy I told you to make $1,000 a day. He in his 50s. Like
All right,
he like you dumbed it down.
hold
Like
on, hold on, hold on,
I
hold on.
talk direct. When I teach, I talk direct. I dumb it down. Like
What about who?
I
What's the
don't have
youngest you've done that's making money? You know, everybody has an excuse. They either want to hear the oldest or the
youngest
youngest. Let's hear it.
youngest without me directly teaching somebody. I know somebody's son that caught on, and he like 16, 15, 16. That's why I started the kids program. Like his son caught on from the videos I was sending to dad.
Dang, he was watching your
But dad
videos.
gotta
So he
understand.
didn't even get you on the phone
Yeah.
live.
He asked me a couple questions after he that went through the video, like everybody else that started the progress. And he had already seen it. Because think about it, how many people that's the crazy thing about it. People like, okay, you do a weekend webinar. I'm gonna tell you how powerful this webinar is compared to all the people y'all see online. I give people direct instruction. Christian know this, step by step. This is all you need. You can do one weekend with me. It'll be way better than anybody online that you ever do it because the result that I'm seeing, and these people not even really having to call me back after they get the video, because the video is so straight to the point. Guess what? They can go right back to the video and pretty much answer their own question. That's why they learn it. My phone don't even blow up every day about it. You see, I said, and if I was to announce I was doing a webinar right now, trust me, Chris, no, on average, I'm gonna have 40, 50 people on there or more, depending on how much time I put it out there. I can put them up at the last minute. Folks gonna hop on there. That's how powerful it is. I'm teaching people actually how to really trade. That's the difference between me and the person that you see that ad popping up on your timeline and all the other stuff.
He said,
I ain't
"Look,
gotta do
his
all
guy
that.
said I've been trading since '99, and I made $12 million trading or some garbage." I was like, "What is this guy talking about? Like he's made this money during trading? He sounds like he has a job right now." And I don't even want to say that because this guy just said he's trading, but for some odd reason, he doesn't sound like he's like. First of all,
But see,
okay, the CEOs of a bank aren't advertising that they know how to trade and teaching
now
people how to trade.
now
So
now
how
I'm
is
a,
this guy
now
doing
listen,
it and he's
no,
making less than them?
we're gonna kill it. This is why we doing the workshop. Cause I'm gonna explain something to you guys. When you get the money, what are you gonna do with the money?
Uh,
How are you gonna protect the money? How are you gonna handle your tax responsibility? So when I hear somebody say they made $12 million with taxes, the government came to see you. That's why you advertise it. You don't have $12 million no more. Because no accredited investors online that's out here giving you all this because they protecting their assets, like what I do. So it don't hurt my feelings if you don't come to the workshop. I hate to say it like that. Or don't take the class. That's not my overall hustle to get some money. Matter of fact, the next class I'm gonna do for my girls' basketball team. I'm gonna take that money and pretty much pay for their travel expenses. They just got picked up by Under Armour. These classes just for other stuff like this. The money I made, I did other stuff with it,
you made money giving
like
it away.
make a donation. Is it? Make a donation. So you can sit there at home and let them trick you. Listen to me. If you know Forex, you know with me. If you know future, you know Forex, you know stock, you know options. You ain't never looked at them a day in your life. But if somebody showed you the chart, what I'm showing you, working every market. Can't nobody else tell you that. And I know it for a fact. And I teach it in the class. That's why the people gonna show up at the workshop this weekend. Boom, they already trade. So it's gonna be interesting. Like there's trustees, there's traders already in the room. It's gonna be a good. environment.
Yeah, it's good when you're not
Like,
talking above people's head and you're actually right there with what they
oh
would
yeah, people
know.
progressing with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
We like to see people progressing with us. Get up. We want to see you as a trustee. I want to see you as a trader. I want to see you open up all them businesses and see the difference between going to BB&T compared to going to Northern Trust or a private wealth bank and doing business. When you go in and say, "Hey, I'm finna get it," like, yeah, I'm finna get into real estate. Okay, Northern Trust, I'm doing all my business with you now. What y'all do with real estate? Oh, we just got tier packages, you know. It go by the relationship with the bank. Go to BB&T and tell them you're doing real estate. What they gonna do? They're gonna give you the application. They're gonna want to see all these tax returns. They ain't gonna tell them what they gonna want to see. These people just said, "Hey, they going out what they see in their accounts and pretty much telling me, like you said, oh man, I got an allowance. So what you need? 300,000? Yeah. Oh, you got a deal on the table. They don't look at the deal. A deal is a deal. They give you the money. That's different lifestyle. We don't have to deal with all the extra because we're taking the time to set it up the correct way. Even learning how to trade, setting up these entities. Later down the road, we're gonna be way more happier than most people gonna be because guess what? We're gonna be able to make a change. Remember that statement you keep making it out. We're giving money away. That's when you know you for let me give you the street term, when you know you balling. When you hear somebody say, "I'm giving money away,"
You have to.
we just sat in the room. Christian just sat in the room. You got people in the room got millions of dollars they giving away. What you doing, Christian? Oh, you got a foundation? What you doing? Oh, I'm helping the kids uh, learn 3 different languages. Ah, yeah, you know what? I got $500,000. Here you go. Let me make the donation to your foundation.
Even Google and the Facebook, major corporations. If you just
Yeah,
list your stuff with them, they'll give capital sometimes, and then it depends on the program you got. They obviously can't spend all the money they have in their charity, so they give it away to smaller charities.
because guess what? They still got that 5% duty.
Yeah, they do. That's
But
that's yeah. Surprisingly, most people don't know that.
they don't know that.
Yeah.
But you in the environment. So we happy to give 5% away
Yeah.
to a
Right.
good cause.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
Because somebody gonna give it to our good cause.
Right.
So we still gonna wind up in excess giving money away.
Yeah. Definitely.
If you my 5% away, then somebody gonna probably give me their 5%. But it's a private environment.
Yeah.
I love it.
Warren
I
Buffett and
can't
Bill
make you
Gates
get your
love it. They
money, and
both sit on each other's board, so it's pretty
I can't
obvious.
make you set your businesses up correct. Yeah, I look at my family, you look at your family. I'm setting my kids up.
I think one of the
And
advantages is having, being younger, being maybe because I wouldn't say that we come from like a fatherless environment, but me and you were kind of kicked to the curb really early with a high level of independence. And so sometimes when you get kicked to the curb to have a high level of independence early, or you're allowed to have a high level of independence early in your life, you really are more of a risk taker, somebody that's willing to take the risk earlier with your family jewels. Depending on what you were even given, and you like we talked about, starting out from zero every day. It wasn't like we were given tons from our family in the beginning, but we were able to grow, and that comes from just the asset-based mentality. So when you're focused on growing assets, there are things that you're going to have to aggressively go in, make quick decisions, make decisions that are going to force you to be out of your comfort zone for extended periods of time. And that's what we do. He even talked about it, being around environments where you're forced to get out of your. That's literally what he said this entire conversation. I appreciate him say that because it's so
you gotta
important
get
to
out the
know.
comfort
Yeah,
zone. I don't want to
you,
be in that environment.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah. No, it's very important for everyone
You want
to
to be
kind of
out.
look at that.
I don't want to sit in no environment.
Yeah.
Guess what? I knew stuff about real estate, but I went into an environment where people were doing something different and opened my eyes and things like I got to step it up on the real estate. Like I'm motivated. I think I know a little bit. I know how to do this, do that. Then you see somebody, and you get around real people in these different environments. So now you got a man that's doing this for real. Like, he ain't just talking about buying real estate. He's talking about his family.
Yeah.
I'm working on my kids, grandkids. I'm like, oh, shit, I got to step it up. That's me. Like, I appreciate you for sharing what you shared. Now I'm finna go back home and get to it.
Right.
And Chris know, like, what you hear me say every week. I'm gonna go ahead and check these houses out. All right, let me check this out. Like, I'm getting it together. I ain't in no rush. It's just like trade. I'm checking out all the
Well, okay,
resources.
let's just say, okay, do you, when we
I
say
ain't in
you're
a
not in a
rush.
rush, but
I'm
do
gonna
you
do it
have
the
a high
right
sense of
way.
urgency? Where's your sense of urgency on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest? And I know that might be based off of each asset or market too as well because,
It's probably 8
okay, okay.
on urgency, but we still got to use the common sense. Like, why am I gonna let somebody finesse me out of a deal? No, I'm gonna do due diligence. And get what? When I went to where I went to, the man was just telling me to buy real estate. They actually teaching you how to talk to people, what to do, what to say.
And
Guess what?
I was
When I get all them elements together, then I do a deal. Do I have urgency? Yes.
there we go. Thank
All
you.
that means is work,
Thank you.
work ethic, work
Thank you.
ethic.
Oh,
Guess
no, no,
what?
no.
If I
Hold on,
want
hold
it
on.
done quick, I'm just gonna move a little bit quicker
Right, all
and
right.
get it done.
No, well,
But I ain't gonna rush it.
I just want to talk about how you're willing to take the time to have a high sense of urgency of learning the actual trade or skill or business. You are
Oh
going
yeah.
to learn the business before you jump in your head first and get your head ripped off, but you are going to invest the time on the front end, and that is, like I say, it's prep time. To hear someone say, "Oh, I spent 8 months," some people might hear that and think it's a casual 8 months. No, it was an intense not face dive into it, like you say, 5 to 8 hours a day. You're like, how you doing 5 to 8 hours a day? Don't you gotta eat? Don't you gotta sleep? Don't you got a business that you're running? How are you studying 8 hours when you work in 8 hours? That is the thought process. But to hear the front end dive in from you is something that I think is a lot of people say, oh man, I don't know if I'm doing it right. Well, you're doing it if you're learning it. You're doing it if
But
you're
think
learning.
about it. If you ain't got a lot of money, why you gonna rush and make a mistake and then try to correct it? Then you ain't even got a lot of money. So I mean, you ain't got money to recover. I mean, you know this happens to people all the time. Their recovery might be 2 years, 3 years down the road. Now you miserable for the next 2, 3 years because you didn't take the extra month to go check out. Like, dang, man, I should have checked it out. You didn't check it out because you were rushing to the money. Like the money's not going on. Like, even with trade, like you get in a class with me, first I already know I'm not finna sit here and have no long conversation about it. The money. We ain't talking about no money. We're gonna briefly hit it because I'm gonna explain the trade to you. I'm gonna kind of give you detail why when we talking about you can go from 300 to 100,000 and all that. Like it's a mindset. It's not first at 300 I'm gonna make 30,000 this month. I ain't told you that. I only teach that. I'm not the Facebook ad you see on. No, I'm not that person. I'm not teaching you no strategy. It's more of a technique like that the big boys use. Like that's good. We ain't gotta have nothing on them charts. Now, some of the confirmation I showed to help people build their confidence, pretty much. I done took seasoned traders to the next level.
What's
And guess
crazy is
what?
that Apple stock right now. I think they're at an all-time high over there. I was thinking about those bankers, the hedge fund that you work with.
Think about the hedge fund.
I think they
There
probably
was
gonna
that
ride that
one
down,
that
man. They're gonna ride that down right
dude.
now in the fourth quarter.
And guess what? Before then, they was doing what everybody else was doing,
Oh yeah, just buying and
buying it,
holding. Yeah,
buying and holding.
yeah, yeah. And that's crazy
What
because
is it
when you
now?
say that,
I told them about that when it was about 130, 140. I walked in the room with that's probably one of my best moments I done had. I don't even talk about it. Last time I talked to a celebrity, like, dude, you're a humble dude. Because hold on, they catch on the key thing. Like, bro, you taught a hedge fund. I don't have a degree. I was there with Harvard kids. Had they technique, they make money trading, but I walked in the room in 10 minutes and showed them exactly what was going to happen. Looked at the chart. I'm telling you, they never seen it. That's why the guy invited me to come up there because me and him just having a conversation. I got another business, and he cool with the franchise guy I deal with. And I said something to him. He ain't never heard it. He been trading 20 some years. Like, hold on, bro. I it ain't even nothing I trade. I just looked at it for him like, oh, yeah, that's gonna go from here to here, and it did it. Guess what? The man cut the check before I went. You take 100. I ain't gonna say how much it was, but you take. Oh, dang, this dude paid me before I came. I'm in the room. The Ivy kid, they still send me emails and stuff. Yeah, they appreciate it because it takes somebody that was like a 70 to 75% trader to high 90s. You barely losing now because you understand the market completely. I was lost. You see when I get in class, like in that when I get in that room, I I can lose 3 out of 4 trades and still make money. Them guys you see online, they can't do that. I see bigger picture. They don't. They just chasing money. I'm not chasing the money. Hey Chris, what I'm gonna do? Point A, point B. Take a week, like 2 weeks,
And
don't matter.
okay, I got a question for you. Just sitting here, what about the person that's they're trader? They're not a trader because they're not actively trading, but they just started looking at the charts. What type of questions should they be thinking about if they just been looking at the charts? They haven't opened up the account, they haven't put money in, they haven't started trading yet. What what do you see? Is what would you say to them? What are some of the questions that they should have or should be at the process of? They said been looking at it for they've been looking at the charts consistently, maybe 1 or 2 days a week.
You take class with me, you already know. It's gonna be step by step. You should be going back to the video. All right, let me try to pull up a chart and do it on my own. You do it on your own. You got the video right there. Dang. Oh, that one Cornell first step. You already know. I go step by step. This is what I do. I ain't trying to throw nothing in there, make it look cool. None of that. I've had people try to do that. That ain't how it works. It is what it is. It might seem too simple to you when you catch on and want to do more, but it is what it is. And that should make you wise up with your money when I'm sitting here telling you, and Christian will tell you, the banks ain't sitting there doing nothing difficult at all. But think about how many trade strategies y'all hear online about. And I can easily look at, I just looked at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ still going down some more. It's it's there. They put it in your face. Is what I'm trying to tell y'all. The bank and what I'm doing, I'm sitting there, I'm high 90% in my trade. I'm barely losing trade because I took the time, because somebody took the time with me, showed me something at a high level, then try to change it and follow the system.
I did an episode recently called Ivory
Other
Invent.
people doing
Do you
it.
think people? What do you say to the people that are Ivory inventors?
People try to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, what do you say to
Hey,
Ivory
keep
inventors?
keep keep on trying to reinvent, but when I'm gonna be like you. I'm gonna start charging the consultation fees. And guess what? If you ain't doing what I just showed you on here, and I just gave you a deal, listen what I said. I got a 6 figure check for teaching these kids. When I do them courses, you even say like, man, that's too cheap. I do it for $300. May go to $500, $600 later, but that's still cheap.
Yeah, you can buy a good
So
candy
why
bar
I
with
got
that money.
even like the conference we doing? You already know if we went and found some real business people that we dealt with, they probably would have paid thousands of dollars to get a seat in that room.
Yeah.
That's the bag. But we're trying to help people. Guess what? Who said Cornell's gonna be around in 6 months? I'm gonna be around, but I'm not gonna be around.
You ain't trying to do no webinars. You ain't trying to make a career out of it. Be a webinar guy on the internet selling webinars for 300 measly bucks. They selling them for
You see me
300
getting
for 1,200
get
bucks.
what?
What's their highest expense product? I bet they don't even have a product worth $10,000, but they selling a product. Some dad
And
going,
selling
oh
a
yeah,
product
for
and selling a
5,500,
product
real
that
quick, we
they
got
don't
you.
know nothing, probably don't know nothing about.
I
Don't
mean,
even use.
there may be a couple trading
Cause,
guys out
cause
there,
they ain't
but
gonna
I
trade.
haven't seen too many trading courses that cost more than 15 to 20K out there nowadays. Most people aren't going to pull out that type of capital, and
Are they still out there? I done heard some guys.
yeah.
Oh yeah, man, I teach a class a week for the week. $3,000. 3,000 they paying. Oh yeah, they pay it. Then I see some of the trades they take. Then I be looking like, I'm sorry. I just gotta make this statement. Yeah. I've been trading a long time. And I know some guys that make some money to trade. That's why I know about the different accounts when you get so much money in an outlet. It's hard for me to follow somebody on the internet when every single person I know that's making millions doing this ain't nowhere on the internet. Don't give a kill about teaching you no webinar. Don't give a kill about selling you nothing. I actually got lucky with information. That's why I don't take nothing for granted. I got lucky because the person that give me information don't even teach it in the internet. It's crazy.
Hold on, Cornell. He don't
So
teach it
why
on
would
the
I?
internet, but
So
he
why
teach
would?
it to you though. That's called mentorship, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we have. We have mentors. They're not on the internet. They don't have a website. They don't have a Facebook. They don't have an Instagram. They don't have
That's
any
it.
of that. They're
And guess
private.
what? It ain't about how much money you got. Then it's about your conversation and how that person like you. Then listen what I just said. It's about your conversation. Money ain't got nothing to do with it. They got money. Guess what? Cornell and Christian can go to a conference for the well-known people that y'all follow, and because of our conversation, we ain't got to be in their face like everybody else. They come in and talk to us. We get the direct contact. If I showed you my phone, I got a lot of direct contact. Not the middleman folks, but the people. That's why y'all got to learn how to move and get educated in the right things. Like it ain't about the money. If I stop doing this, it ain't on the internet.
Right.
So you keep putting it out there, I'm gonna catch the nipple, catch the nipple. You hear what I said? I'm not running no business all webinar. Christian know that. I'm gonna tell y'all why I do webinars. When my email get flooded.
Because the email gets flooded.
There should be power in the something that you know this must be some serious information. This man, I'm not buying no ads, none of that.
Right.
These
Trust.
people actually calling me because somebody around them is pretty much probably having some kind of success or starting to make track to looking like they're finna make some success and say, hey, you need to holler this dude right here. And they sign up. And I'm telling you, the good thing for new people, you ain't been brainwashed by all this stuff that's online already. Like some of us, we've been brainwashed. I was brainwashed to get in out quick, 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 quick. Took me a little longer. Now I'm giving you direct information. These people catch it on in 2 months. I didn't catch on in 2 months. I caught on in 8 months. So you gotta take advantage of stuff like that. So it's easier for somebody to ain't no excuse. Be honest, I should be charging $3,000 a head when I teach the class.
Hmm.
These
That's
folks gave
low.
me $100,000.
Right. That's and those were the Ivy Leaguers. The Ivy Leaguers, they were willing to drop bread quickly, and like I say, I think Apple stock is at an all time high rate. And I mean, I think they about
Quick.
to they think about to take that stock down, man. I was like thinking about those guys. I was like, those guys are
They
about to
they
take that down,
still
man.
to this day thank they still to this day thank me for that trade because what he was trying to do with their hedge fund, they don't just trade like it's a diverse hedge fund, but they was trying to get from 8 to 9 figures hedge. That move right there took them a good little chunk to where they was trying to get to,
Yeah.
and they did not see that happen. And I told them like, y'all can get in right here and sit in for the next couple of months. Man, this thing's gonna go all the way back up. They like, how do you see that? See that line right there? That line right there just told me. See that structure? Boom. Y'all don't see that? No, we don't see it. Cause like I said, they looking for that. They learn strategies like everybody else does. That's what's around.
Right.
Guess what? They had access to the little expensive computer at the Ivy League school, but they said they still hadn't seen that like that. Like, dang, bro, you did that with your eyes, man. Like, we got the I forgot what they call that computer
The
that
Watson?
they use at the Ivy League. It ain't the Watson. They got a stock computer or whatever they use to teach them in these private colleges and stuff like that. Man, the realtor, the CFO guy told me what the name of it was. He went to school. It tell him all that data. Kind of how the guy you met in the coffee shop or whatever, sitting there looking at whatever the
Oh,
program it
momentum.
is
Oh
they pay a
yeah, the
lot of
one
money
where it's
for.
about the momentum or something. Yeah, about the
They,
volume or momentum or something.
they use stuff like that. But see, there was a maid that I walked in the room and that special computer didn't even show them that on Apple.
Right.
And I walk in 10 minutes, pull it up real fast. But I don't trade. Like, I'm gonna show y'all, I don't even trade stocks, but what I know work in every environment because what y'all trade, who run every market? Institution. Ain't nobody ever thought about that. You ain't never heard nobody talk about that online.
Right. They don't want to talk
But
about
when
how
you
the
get that
market's
private
manipulated.
mentorship, when you guess what? When you get that private mentorship, and somebody like, man, stop looking at all that mess out there, man. This is it right here. My mentor, no indicators, straight candlestick.